Morgellons disease, it seems like it's almost become an epidemic, and yet it's one of those epidemics that so many people have never even heard of. And it's my personal mission to do something about it. Now, how could you possibly do something about Morgellons disease, which a lot of people deny is there? Of course, when you search the blogs and websites, there's all this debate of does it exist, doesn't it exist, is it a parasite, is it a fungus, and nobody knows. And personally, first off, I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not a doctor. I don't need to know what causes Morgellons. I have seen people with Morgellons. I've talked to people with Morgellons. I have seen skin samples from people with Morgellons. I know it's real. I know they're not crazy. I know that there's something causing the problem. And when I say that I don't need to know what it is, I'll explain to you why. If you have a spot, well, first off, personally, I think the majority of Morgellons is probably parasites. Probably an unidentified parasite living under the skin. I created a product to kill parasites living under the skin. But what if it's not? What if it's a bacteria? What if it's a fungus? I created a product that'll kill a fungus living under the skin. The one that'll kill a bacteria under the skin. Think about it this way. You've got a spot, and this spot is just bugging the living daylights out of you. Well, if you don't know what it is, then the best thing you can do is attack it from several different directions. Awesomely Alkaline Moisturizer is unbelievably alkaline. There are a laundry list of things that cannot live in a high oxygen or an alkaline environment. So there's bacterias and there's all kinds of things. So I specifically designed Awesomely Alkaline Moisturizer to push through the skin. Now, you're going to feel it. And I specifically designed it that way because I want products that will rock the skin's world. So it may hurt, it may burn, you might feel it. But the fact is you're delivering that alkalinity deep into the skin, and if there's something in the skin, it's going to feel it. And that's a pretty gratifying thought. Now, if that doesn't work, let's say you use Awesomely Alkaline on that spot for a couple days, and you're like, well, no, it still hurts, didn't work. Well, guess what? It's time for Even Steven Oil Neutralizer. So this one's very alkaline, this one is very acidic. So you put Even Steven on that same spot. Of course, you wash off the first one because acids and alkalines will neutralize each other. But now you use Even Steven on the same spot. So whatever it was, if it was able to live in an alkaline environment, it's probably not able to live in an acidic environment. So now you're pushing it the other way. And you see, with acids and alkalines, you're giving it oxygens on one side and you're taking away oxygens on the other side. You're giving it extra electrons over here and you're stripping it of electrons over here. I mean, you're really, really upsetting whatever's in there. And the skin is amazing. It will regrow, and it will regrow perfectly if you kill what's ever causing the problem. The third product is, of course, Gold Digger. Now, in the case of Morgellons, I would actually start with Gold Digger. Gold Digger is incredible. There is no other product in the world like Gold Digger. Gold Digger is made out of colloidal silver, not normal colloidal silver. It's turbocharged with colloidal gold, and then it has these drivers to push it all the way through. I've personally seen small creatures die from colloidal silver. It was a fish in an aquarium, and I didn't mean to, but I was pouring it in there, and it literally electrocuted him as he swam by. Now imagine for a second that this itching that's going on under the skin, let's say it is parasites, if you delivered that hard enough and fast enough, you would literally electrocute those parasites which are living under the skin. And that thought makes me very, very happy. You just fry those little buggers, and you literally, you kill them. And it doesn't matter if it's a fungus, it would do the same thing, a bacteria. So I would start with Gold Digger, and then I would go to Awesomely Alkaline. Awesomely Alkaline probably gives the most nourishment to the skin. Gold Digger does the best job of killing fungus and bacteria, things like that. And then Even Steven does an awesome job at delivering acidity. And acidity is a very, very good killer. It depends on what's in there, and it also dries the skin. So between those three, I know for a fact that I can help so many people with Morgellons disease. And the fact is it's worth a try. It's worth a try. At least it's something to try. But you can absolutely affect the skin in many different ways without harming the skin and do a fantastic job. One last thing It's a little bit of a blessing and a curse on my part, is I wanted to make products that absolutely work. And you will feel them work, you'll feel them burn because they're pushing through the skin. But just a word of common sense. If you think that it's actually doing damage, please stop. If you see the top layers affected or whatever, then obviously stop, try something else, use less, whatever. But the fact is I've made products that actually work, and I'm so thrilled. And I so know I'm going to help so many people with Morgellons disease.